your public television program on OGTV. Today, we are not just gender sensitive, we are gender positive. And today we are having 100% women in focus. And I'm glad to welcome our able entrepreneurs in the house. We'll be looking at the topic, women and entrepreneurship empowerment of citizens. If you look at it, we look at entrepreneurship as a thing that are men's exclusive domain. But we have found out that women are also taking their place, and they are really doing well, encouraging individuals, encouraging families, and doing a lot to empower very many people in the country and all over the world. Just like I said, I'm having Dr. Taiwo Alakijariun, an entrepreneur and also a chartered accountant. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, sir.
And also in our midst, we have Pastor Mary Grace Israel, who is also a value coach, an entrepreneur, and is also a motivation speaker. Madam, you're welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, viewers.
It's wonderful having the two of you here this evening, and I will be doing justice to the issue of entrepreneurship empowerment of citizens. If you look back and just looking into the history, we found out that women accounts for about maybe over 50% of the population in the world, though it's been controverted that men are larger in number than women. But talking about entrepreneurship, we found out that 25% of women are into entrepreneurship. What will you say accounts for this low number?
Thank you so much, sir. Well, as you already said, entrepreneurship is just the ability to organize, to develop, and to run business. And then the main problem why we are having little women in entrepreneurship, I can say, is because, one, of poverty, illiteracy, and then the lack of help. And you know, women are so important in the society. Women in home, women, taking care of their children. So all these factors have really affected women. Most of them will say that because they are taking care of their children, they don't have enough time for business. Then two, they don't have enough money to go into entrepreneurship. And then another thing is that because of illiteracy. So those are the major factors that I think has really affected women go into entrepreneurship. And then government is not really helping so much.
Well, if I ask you, your own person, why have you gotten into entrepreneurship?
Well, thank you so much, my sir. Well, I can say my entry into entrepreneurship is divine. Initially before maybe some 3 years ago, I started business because I needed to assist my husband and to take care of my children. But later, I decided to go for PhD. And then during that time, I applied for strategic management and entrepreneurship. Then later, I was told I have to pick one. So I didn't even know the one to pick. But by divinely, the institution picked entrepreneurship for me. So I think it's divine. And then since it was picked for me, and I went through the training, I developed it, and I have passion for it.
Thank you very much, madam. Mary Grace Israel, when you look at entrepreneurship, how beneficial has it been to women?
All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be on this program this evening. I'd like to say that just like my sister had, said earlier on about entrepreneurship, it's the entrepreneur is a problem solver. The entrepreneur is a solution provider. So I would say that entrepreneurship has been beneficial to the women because women, right from creation, are helpers. They are ordained to solve problems. They are ordained to provide solutions to humanity. That is their nature. That is who a woman is. Solving problems, providing solutions. So it is innate in a woman to provide solution at every opportunity that he or she has. So it is beneficial to the woman first of all, because that is like the woman fulfilling her destiny in life, fulfilling her purpose, coming into purpose and being everything that God has ordained her to be. So the first thing about being an entrepreneur, and the first beneficiary, the benefit of it for the woman, is that she is fulfilling purpose. She's aligning herself with her God-ordained assignment. And the second part of it is making God proud that, look, this is who you have made me, and this is who I've become. And I like to say that the third part of it is, promoting promoting and advancing humanity, helping humanity to be everything that they have been ordained to be. When a woman is involved in solving problems, in providing solutions, she is, progressing and projecting hope for humanity. So one of the benefit is, I'm just trying to summarize what I can say the benefit is, because you cannot quantify the benefit of being an entrepreneur to the woman, from the woman, and then for those that are around the woman. So the benefits are enormous. She is the first beneficiary, knowing that this is who I'm called to be, and I'm fulfilling that, knowing that lives will become better, making the world a better place, making the world a place where people can live, making humanity to live in hope, and to know that, it doesn't end here. If I can add value to my neighbor, and then that person will go ahead to add value to the next person. So it is like, promoting and keeping generations running. I can say that the woman, as an entrepreneur, is the engine, helping humanity to stay on course.
Well, no doubt about that. we appreciate. But when we are looking at the issue of entrepreneurship, what categories of people are in your focus? And probably you also need to state the benefits that can accrue to such groups.
Thank you so much, sir. When we talk about entrepreneurship involved all. Male, female, young, old. As she rightly said, entrepreneurship is solving problems. And then, like for instance, we have students, like the new generation coming on board. The benefits of entrepreneurship is that you have self-esteem, so you have confidence. Another opportunity or the benefits of this entrepreneurship is what we call, it creates employment, it's reduced poverty. So when you, as an individual coming on board, as a student, all these vocational skills, at the end of the day, you can...
What are the vocational skills that you are imparting into students?
Okay. Like for instance, we have so many. We have catering. We are training them on catering, tie and dye, gele and makeup. We have shoe and bag making. We have fashion designing. Then we have hairdressing and barbing, and so many, and then computer training. So we have so many like that. So this category of people, like for instance, we have some of them, the students are just in holidays now. They're not being trained on these vocational skills. So they believe that after knowing this, by the time they get to the university, they can hand themselves some money to cater for themselves. That is one. Then two, as women, as my sister has rightly mentioned, women are so vulnerable. Women need to keep home. Women, we must not depend on our husbands. We must add value to our family. So if a woman is being trained and has these vocational skills, it can add, value to that family by ensuring that there are more income coming into that family. Then let's look at even the yet to be retired. We expect the people to be retired now, the public servants, the civil servants that are still working, they have to start thinking of how they can have one vocation or the other. So by the time they finish their service after 30 years, they have something to do. They have something to fall back on. Because as a retiree, you discover what is happening to all of them now. Even apart from looking for a place to go, you can still be having some source of income which will bring joy and peace to you as an individual.
When you look at the retirees, intending retirees, what are the main focus, and how do you then mainstream them into another life?
That's what I said. As an intending...
I'm talking about those areas of entrepreneurship that they are supposed to. So what are they, and how can they grapple with life, and how much of funds do they need to start those things?
Thank you so much, sir. When you go into vocational skills and entrepreneurship, I believe you don't need much. And that is why, as a civil servant now, you have to be making some savings. So what you need to do now is that after you have been trained, before you retire, try as much as possible to get those equipment, those machineries at hand.
For example?
Okay, like for instance, if you want to go to hairdressing, you need those equipment that you will need when you start your business. If, for instance, you want to go into fashion, you need machine, maybe electrical one or the manual ones. So as you are planning, start saving some money, or even if you don't want to save money, the little money you have, start buying those things, and you know that at the end of the day, the moment you retire, you have something to show for it.
Thank you very much, Mother. Your vision for men, young and old.
All right. I want to say, first of all, that I'm going to have to make reference to the scriptures. In Genesis chapter 2, the Bible was talking about the fact that the Garden of Eden was serviced by 4 rivers. 4 rivers to service just one community. Let me put it that way. And so I want to say that the vision is that every man, every woman will have a minimum of 3 to 4 streams of income. And it's so key. You can't even talk about having 4 streams of income if you have not envisioned it, if you have not dreamt it.
I want us to be very practical.
Yes. For instance, I had an experience very recently. I was going for an occasion, and I needed someone to tie my hair and to do makeup. And right there, as early as 8 a.m. in the morning, a young girl, 13 years old, JS1, was standing by. And I was talking to a friend. I said, I need someone to tie my hair. And this girl said, I can tie hair. I can do makeup. And I said, do it. In 1 hour, she attended to 4 of us. Makeup and headgear. JS1, 13 years. And we asked her, what does your mother do? She said, that's exactly what the mother does. She does makeup. And so already from home, she's being groomed to become an entrepreneur at that age. You can't tell me that child will ever look for a job. So for everybody, if you are old, it's not too old for you to dream currently of what you can do. If you are young, you are not too young to dream of what you can do in addition to what you're currently doing. I said 4 streams of income. And let me use myself for an example. When I started my line of business, the first one I did, I had 15,000 naira. But I had a very good relationship. One of the currencies we need to become entrepreneurs or to do business is a currency of relationship. Most of the times people think about only money. It's not only money. You can start your business with relationships. You can start your business by having a good name. You can start your business by, being someone of integrity. Those are the first currencies you need. And you can also start a business by having a vision. If you don't have the vision, dreaming of starting something, you don't even have a currency yet, because if you are getting money at that point, if you start anything, you will not be able to sustain it because you never dreamt of doing it before. So the first currency you need is the currency of vision, the currency of good relationship, the currency of integrity, and the currency of a good name for yourself. With that, you can start any line of business that you want to. I started one. Somebody just took me to the supplier and said, this woman is my friend. Give her the business. If she does it, as she sells, she'll be refunding your money. And that was how I started. It was a vision. And what was my vision? I noticed that people in Abeokuta, as at that time, you know, that were in corporate world, yes, they wore suits. I didn't like the kind of suits that they wore. I just felt that if I don't like this kind of a suit, why don't I solve the problem of providing that kind of suit that they would prefer? And I began to supply that. And then I didn't have the money, but I had a good relationship. And somebody stood for me and said, give this woman this business, she can do it. And I believe that there are still people who are being connected to start businesses without having raw cash. All they needed was to have good relationship. They have the vision, they have good relationship, they have a good name, they have integrity. If you sustain that, you can start up a business and that business will stay long with you and, you know, will help other people. So the vision is for everyone to desire to start something extra from what they are currently doing. The second thing is make sure that the relationship you have, you don't toy with it. Profitable relationship, very strategic relationship that will help you to establish something that, you know, you can use to have extra income for yourself and to better the life of those around you.
Yeah,
I hope that's practical enough.
Well, it's part of it. I'm still much concerned about how, because when you look at the lifestyle of the young ones nowadays, they are so free, so carefree, and they don't count all these things that you are talking about. How do we? You also mentioned the issue of character and good relationship.
Yeah.
How do you also have a space for building character and at the same time also engendering good relationship? Because it is vital to doing business.
Yeah.
It is vital to getting reward on whatever business you will have started. So how do you introduce what we call
networking?
Not even networking. Okay. I'm talking of general
Human
relations approach issues. So what are those areas that you really bring up? Because for you to train young ones in entrepreneurship, they need to have a good character, and it is core. So do you have specialty? Do you have people who also do that and then help in encouraging good culture among the young ones?
Thank you so much, sir. Let me just say that these young ones we are talking about, we have a lot to do about them. I want to give an example. The one we are doing currently, some of them came for orientation, and then later we have to start, you know, calling them. And even what they told us, we don't have time, we don't do this. You know, you go to a stage, I just felt that, look at these children that we are trying to bring up, look at these children that we want to develop, look at these children that we want their life to be better than what it is now. So what we do in the orientation, we normally, you know, train or we normally explain. Because when you want to do something and you don't know the purpose why you are doing it, which means right there you have already failed. So during the orientation, we tend to talk to them, let them know why they are doing it. And as my sister mentioned, you cannot start a vocational, you cannot start business and you don't have good character.
Even value patience.
Yes. You know, who are you going to patronize and who is going to patronize you? When you lack integrity, when you lack character, when you lack relationship. So we need to, most of the time during the orientation, we'll explain to them, we'll tell them, this is the way to go about it. If you want to profit from this business, you must have good character. You must be patient, because business is not, because I've realized that what they need is just money. To get profits now. They are not patient enough.
And they must be frugal.
So we have to let them know that it's a gradual process. It's from one stage to the other. You must be patient. You must have good relationship with people. And then what you are doing, why am I doing it? What do I want to benefit from what I'm doing? So all these things are things that we have explained to them, and we continue to explain to them. And I thank God that at least with this, some of them have really, really understood why they are doing it, because it is very, very key. This entrepreneurial spirit of what we call risk-taking, innovation, creativity, all these things are the key that they must understand. If you don't have creativity, then, and you are being taught, they're telling you to weave like this, you are doing it in the other way, how can you get it? You know, you are not proactive. You come for training, you are late. The training starts by 10, you are coming by 11. So it doesn't show that we really know what we are doing. So we are trying to imbibe all these things into that training for them.
You want to add more?
Yes, I want to just say that that statement that says charity begins at home is still, you know, relevant even in this generation. I want to appeal to parents. You know, like the girl that I made reference to, that the mother is a makeup artist, and she's beginning already to train the child in that way, and the child is already stepping out. I mean, for a child of 13 to be out already with her box by 8 a.m., you can imagine the kind of culture that the parents have already inculcated into her.
She's already highly engaged.
Yes. So I want to appeal to parents and to be patient with our children, and don't think they are too young to learn. I have someone else who is a hairdresser. The man is a mechanic. Two of the children were already in secondary school. One is learning barbing, one is learning hairdressing. And I can imagine the kind of shop that they are going to open, you know, with that kind of skill already being, you know, inculcated into the children's life at an early stage. So I want to appeal to parents that let's allow our children to learn what they can do with their fingers, with their hands. Let's expose them to those things. I know that the child is stubborn. So were we when we were growing up. It was just patience. We need to be patient with them, you know, right from home. And everyone that has contact with our young ones, teachers in school, neighbors, parents, families, let's keep encouraging and let's keep, you know, putting a word or two in the life of these children. Because the more we all can put hands together to raise them, the better our world will be, and the better entrepreneurs they will be. All the big names we hear today, they didn't start on top. They started as children, and they have grown up to become stronger in it. So that's my appeal, that everyone, parents, teachers, neighbors, let's put a word, you know, in encouraging our children in this.
Well, thank you so much, madam. I think this is how much we can take for this segment. It's been very wonderful, the way you've been analyzing how you've been helping the young ones, the old ones, even the men and women. When next we meet, we'll be looking at the effects of entrepreneurship on family, community, and the nation. In fact, the world in general.
Yeah.
And then we'll be looking at the support, institutional and others, among other issues. I have to say thank you for coming this week. It's a wonderful area that you have delved into. Dr. Mrs. Taiwo Aroyom, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to have you here. Thank you for taking your time out to also come and express yourself and your vision to have a changed environment for our citizens.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Madam Mary Grace Israel, it's also wonderful. This is about the second or third time on this platform.
Yes.
We always appreciate your coming.
Thank you.
Until next week when we are meeting, I want to say thank you. But just keep going, keep encouraging youth,
Yes.
keep encouraging individuals.
Yes.
As a value coach, I believe that you continue to do more of this.
Yes.
Until next week,
Thank you.
when we come again, I want to say bye. Remember, I'm Akin Okudero, your uncle. Bye.